guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Today it is Monday and the United States stock markets are closed. The last time that happened was on the 4th of July and then Bitcoin moved from top to bottom 7% during that day. Are we seeing the same kind of volatility today again as we saw on that Monday? The answer might be yes, and I'm going to show you exactly what I am looking at for today. If you like this kind of content, then please do me a favor, like and subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment or share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Now without further ado, let's start diving into the chart so I can show you exactly what I mean. We're starting off here with the BTC USD pair on the 4 hourly. And if you've seen yesterday's very quick update, then this kind of looks familiar, and that is that we are in this wedge right here, and the breakout is probably due for today and the latest for tomorrow. And also I said in yesterday's video, actually on a very big time frame, we have been forming a falling wedge here on a big time frame where we have multiple touch points. I actually saw this wedge pretty late, and now I'm thinking, well, actually we had the breakout. If I quickly zoom into the 1 hour, we had the breakout already on a very silent way. There was not a lot of volume that concerns me a little bit, but we have one retest, a second retest, and now we have a little bit of sideways action. So we could say that actually it was a successful breakout and a retest of this resistance that now flipped into support. And if we would go lower, let's say we break this to the downside, it could happen now while recording. It looks like the price wants to go a little bit lower, but let's say we would break out approximately according to the principle, so the 70 to 75% completion of the pattern. That will be today or tomorrow, and then the target would be the support line of this falling wedge right here, and then will be tested again. That will also then coincide with this green box that we had drawn out already for a long time. Let me quickly zoom into the 4 hourly, that's a little bit more clear. Where we had this support and resistance box where we had these 3 touch points already. Then we're going lower, we're grabbing the liquidity that's here, and then we are going higher. That for me would make a lot of sense. That would be major, and if we then also could complete all the way to the top the outbreak of this falling wedge, then we will be talking about approximately 23,000. Let me quickly show you exactly what I mean. That is the top here to the bottom. Copy paste it, and then you see that this reaches exactly the value area high here at 23,000. So we have crazy confluence for whatever the breakout is going to be, whatever the trading targets are going to be. On the other hand, if we will break out to the upside, then the target will be approximately the value area low from this range. You see the thick blue line. Draw a horizontal line, you see exactly that the confluence is there. It looks very nice. Everything is super very tradable. We have a good range to trade towards to on a very micro level. Let me quickly show you what I'm looking at. Let's say that this is not happening and we are completely being fooled and smacked by the market. What I'm then looking out for on a very small time frame, so this is the price action where we are in right now on a 15 minute, is that we are going lower, maybe not to this box or to the target here, but that we are reclaiming or at least retouching the lows here, so that we're grabbing the liquidity that's underneath, and then we are going higher. And preferably I want to see this low, that's the lowest low so far, being taken out at 19,500, and that would be very nice. If we get something like a swing fill pattern, that will be absolutely tradable. Quickly, by the way, the price target from this fallout right here, that will be 18,600 ish, 18,700. That will be pretty interesting. If we would break it to the upside, then the value area high of this target would be 21,200 to 21,300, just so you know that you have a little bit of a macro price target. On the upside, let's say this also doesn't happen, there are two major levels that I'm looking out for. Of course, we have the point of control that was also now perfectly coinciding with the top of 2017 here at 19,900. Then we have the value area high here at 20,200. But what would be nice is, let's say we are not really breaking out according to the principle, that we are at least taking out then this high, or here the same, this highest high right here at 20,600, creating also here swing fill pattern and then still making the move. That could absolutely happen, and then a lot of people think, oh, we're breaking out. Fools, you're grabbing a lot of liquidity because everyone is trading the breakout, and then we are dumping down. So don't be fooled by these super macros. Yes, they could play out maybe in a time span of days or weeks, but for today, this actually could be quite the price range if this happens, and then we could easily hit 4, 5, 6, 7%. So it could be a very volatile day, although the United States markets are closed. And then another intermediate level that I'm looking at, I might take that trade if it happens. And that is that let's say we are going back from here, then the golden pocket from this bottom to this top is, let's say the price is now going back up to the golden pocket, which now coincides exactly with the point of control and the top of 2017, and then we are nuking south. I will definitely trade this as a short, just so you know. If we are breaking this and we are successfully retesting it, then I might trade it as a long. For now, I have to say, if I zoom out on the broader perspective, this is the 4 hourly. I just quickly want to go to market Cipher. It looks pretty bearish. It looks pretty bearish. So my money is on we are breaking out to the downside. Why? Also because we are leading bearish into this triangle or into this wedge, and therefore, since we're also still in a bear market, I would say there is some kind of move to the downside. Maybe here, maybe all the way to the target, some move to the downside, and then maybe going higher. But I will take it level by level, trade by trade, because this thing might also just break every level here on the downside, and before you know it, we have a horrible day of minus 10, 15, 20%, and then just taking out these complete lows, and everyone is then looking behind like, where the hell did this just suddenly come from? And then you have this huge, massive spike down. Chances are not super high, but we always need to take into account X amount of scenarios, and then we hope that one of these scenarios plays out. We are prepared, and then we know how to trade accordingly to the scenarios that we have been drawn out and have been prepared for. And like I said, that it looks bad here on the 4 hourly. I mean, look at the money flow. Every time you think it goes up, it just goes down again. Now we have a red dot. Momentum wave is lower, RSI is lower, VWAP lower. That is just pretty bearish. Here on the 12 hour, yes, we had a bullish divergence, but you can see that's not really playing out. And then we had the price mix lower, momentum wave goes higher, money flow curved up, that looked good, also here looked good, and now we're just grinding lower again. Yes, we just had a green dot, but let's be honest, in the last 12 hours 1.6% lower, and this is in the United States not even awake yet. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. It looks pretty bad. 1 hour doesn't tell us a lot, other than that the money flow is a lot in the red, a little bit green, a lot of red, and we just haven't seen any green money flow so far. We're spending also a lot of times with the momentum waves here at the bottom. Guess what? That's the bear market. That's just how it goes. On the daily then, same kind of story. Money flow just went into the red again. VWAP is curving down, and it looks like that the momentum wave also wants to curve down. So if we have a quick move to the downside, definitely we are getting a red dot here today, and then at the end of the day will be determined if it will play out or not. So if you put a gun against my head, I said we're going lower. Just because everything looks so bearish, but of course I prepare for both scenarios. Quickly then, S&P 500, not going to say a lot since we're not trading today on the S&P, so stock markets are closed, but this is kind of where we stopped last Friday. If we go back into the box, I want to see some consolidation. If we are really breaking lower, then I think it's a swift move to 3,500. Not there yet. All eyes on the price tomorrow. Quickly then to the dollar index. We also talked about this. We have a bear flag that perfectly played out. Price target is exactly met until the dollar last Friday. Really nice action to see. So I'm going to take this out for now. Again, I usually do these kinds of things on the recording so that you guys can see exactly what I am looking at. I have to say that this looks a little bit toppy. What do I mean with that? I said it already earlier, is that you have those tops who are like in time quite close to each other, but also in price, so horizontal and vertical quite close to each other. You want to see in a severe uptrend and high, lower, and a much higher high, a little bit lower, much higher high, and that is not the case. So this looks a little bit toppy. Also at the same time, if I'm looking here at the money flow, you just see the money flow here curving down, the momentum wave is already going down. This actually would be good news, of course, for Bitcoin, because if this starts curving down, and we also talked about this double top kind of scenario, a bit of a distribution kind of phase last week, then there could be room for BTC to go up. Not saying that will happen today, but in the next couple of days or weeks that might be the case. If I just quickly zoom out to the daily, we're taking it on a very big time frame, then I think everyone would agree with me that this just looks super parabolic. This is unsustainable. Yes, we could go much higher, and I told you my target already. Right now we are at 109.9. Target is 112 to 120, but this looks so parabolic that at some point in time this needs to relax a little bit, needs to come down, and who knows, we are going to test these lows again, and then I think there is room for BTC to go to 20k, sorry, to 23 to 25k again, the tops actually that we saw previously here. That's of course these tops right here. Then we could retest those if the dollar index is really going much lower. But if the dollar index, let's say, first goes higher to go to that approximately 112 to 120, then I definitely could see BTC going even lower than we are right now, maybe grabbing the liquidity here underneath that we also talked about, wicking everybody out. Then the dollar index is really just spiking up, and then boom, crashing down. Stock markets are rallying. BTC will then also go up again, and then we said, oh well, thank God we made a new low. Now we can look forward again. That is definitely something I'm looking out for. I said already many times before on the channel here, but also on my Twitter, is that everything is just tied up now to the dollar. Once the DXY is running, then you see stock markets and crypto absolutely crashing. And I have to say, it looks like it still wants to run up a little bit higher. So on the macro, I would say this thing needs to cool off. That could maybe happen in October, but for today, I'm saying, well, you know, there is still maybe some room for this thing to go higher, and then I think BTC can still go a little bit lower. You now know what kind of price targets I'm looking out for. It could be a very volatile day, although the markets are closed, and I think it's actually also going to be a very volatile month in September. I will make a separate video about that, because in history, September has not been such a great month for BTC. So let's see where we will end up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, then please do me a favor, like and subscribe. We want to go to more subs, and also leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think it's useful. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I post multiple times a day and update you about all kinds of stuff in the market. So definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much again. See you in the next one. Bye bye.